What is up, guys? My name is Gio, also known as S14 Yarmus on Instagram, and behind me we have my 2000 Toyota Crown Majesta. And today we are at the largest Toyota dealer in the world. We're at Longo Toyota of Almani, and I'm super excited because they have granted me access to the 2026 Toyota Crown. And I'm super excited because we get to show you guys what Toyota decided to do for the US 26 years after my Crown was made. And I want you guys to let me know what you guys think. Do you guys prefer the old Crown or the new Crown? We'll see. So as many of you guys know, Toyota did not make the Crown for the US market up until 2026, which we'll get into in a second. Back then in the 90s, early 2000s, Toyota made a variety of Toyota Crowns and different models of anywhere from a wagon to a highest VIP trim, as some people like to call it. This specifically being the 2000 Toyota Crown Majesta. This is the highest trim you could get in 2000. It came with many options. It was a fully loaded car and pretty advanced for being a 26-year-old car. In Japan, Toyota was known for putting a 1JZ in the Toyota Crowns. Mine specifically is the Majesta, which was meant to drive people around. They wanted a little more comfort, a little more practicality, and they wanted things to be easy. So my car specifically came with the 1UZ V8, which many of you guys will know out of the Lexus LS400. So one key thing you guys will notice is the cover on the strut tower, which is over the shocks, because this is not a normal suspension. This is actually factory air ride, which is crazy for Toyota to be doing in the 2000s. This is a 26-year-old car with air ride suspension. So everything I'm describing to you guys is literally factory options. I have not touched this car. I have not modified this car. I got this car imported exactly the way it sits, aside from the wheels, but everything else is factory options. So everything I'm about to show you guys came from Toyota themselves, which is amazing. So speaking of suspension, you'll notice that this car's fitment is a lot lower. If you come on in, my fenders are over my tires. Yes, I did put bigger wheels. They're 19-inch wheels, so it makes the fitment a little better. But my point being is that you can lower this car from factory. That's such an insane option to me. I think it's awesome. It makes it look good if you like that stuff. So another thing I really liked about cars from Japan specifically is the fact that they love to put their logos on the cars. They love to show them off, especially when they were really awesome logos, specifically in this case, this Crown logo. It is amazing. You get one on the grille, one on the hood, you get one on each side on the pillars, and then you also get your Majesta logo on the back. It says Toyota, it's a Toyota logo, it doesn't say Toyota anywhere else. It says Crown, and it also has a V8 badge, which is really cool. It's a white car with gold logos. I think that's just such a beautiful touch. All right, and now that we're at the back of the car, you guys will notice these circles on the rear bumper. They might look a little weird, they might stand out, but that's because these are actually parking sensors. 26-year-old car with parking sensors. To me, that's kind of crazy, but like I said, Japan was doing it big back then, so that's really cool. And those parking sensors actually transmit a signal to my parking warning lights inside the car, which I'll show you guys in a few. So speaking of really cool options, another thing that I really liked is the automatic steering wheel. If you notice right now, my steering wheel is in a really high position. That's for the driver's comfort, for him to get in or out, him or her to get in or out without having to struggle or hit their knees or legs on the steering wheel. But you'll notice the moment you put the key in, that steering wheel will come down and extend in or out whatever settings you like it on. And that's fully adjustable to the driver's liking. So another crazy thing in this car, and the reason why I say crazy, but it's so awesome, is the fact that, like I said, they were doing this so early on. You'll notice that there's a swing button in between these vents. That swing button is actually so these AC vents can oscillate. Both the middle vents oscillate left to right. Super cool. It's awesome. Get to air out the whole car a lot easier. So while we're on the subject of AC, another thing you'll see is that this is all the controls for all my front AC. Down here, you'll see an on and off button. You might be wondering what that is. That's because I can control the rear AC from my screen. So down here is options, auto, low, high, and it has the AC on or AC off. And everything is still factory, so all the lettering and all the wording is still in Japanese, which I think is really cool. I would never change that. A lot of people ask me if I will. I will not. And if you guys just look a little lower from the AC controllers, you'll notice that there's actually a TV button. As crazy as that sounds, there is a TV option in here. I haven't figured out how to dial it in for the US, but yes, there is channels in here. You'll hear the static a little bit, but I'm gonna get that figured out. So you have TV, discs being not just any type of CD, but you actually have a 6-stack CD player. So you can put 6 of them in at once, and select between the 6, whichever you feel like listening. We also obviously have the tape option, and we have the FM and AM radio. And speaking of this screen being a TV and other options, another really cool thing a lot of people don't notice, I didn't actually notice this option until we were driving home from the ports. This here, you'll notice, is actually a button. You push this button, this pops open. There's actually a DVD player in there. That's going to be for your GPS system or any of your radio option CDs. You can also store your tapes up here. And this car also came with wiring ready for a DVD player to be plugged in externally, which is, again, crazy to me. And if you look right down here, right by our shifter, you'll notice we have traction control. We have a shade button, which I'll show you guys in a sec what that's for. And then we have our high and normal height button. That's for the air suspension. When it was completely factory, this is where you would control it from. And right to the right of that, we have power and we have snow. This car actually has a snow mode, so it turns on the all-wheel drive option, so you can drive through the snow. As you guys know, it snowed a lot in Japan. So right above those buttons, this is actually going to be our cup holders here, which I like that you can hide because it looks like a smooth wood finish. Up here is going to be our cigarette lighter with our ashtray right to the left of it. I love the wood grain finish on this car. I think it's a very nice touch. And right behind all of that, right below your arm, you're going to have storage space here, another storage space here, which I have all my work stuff in. Of course, this is my daily. And that is finished off by the same material that these seats are, which is going to be a wool cloth interior. Really comfortable, really beautiful as well. So you'll notice, like I said, these are nice wool cloth finish. They are covered by what are called doilies. Those were actually a factory option, as crazy as that sounds. Very rare option, very rare, and not many cars have them anymore, but luckily mine came with them, so it's really cool. And if you look on the passenger seat, we're actually gonna have a reclining looking button. That button was meant for if the driver or the rear passenger wanted to adjust the seat while there was no front passenger, they can do that. That was completely up to them. This goes completely forward. So you'll notice the seat goes really far up, leaves a lot of leg room for whoever's sitting in the back seat. So tall or not, you have a ton of leg room. So if you look down here, right above the other Toyota Crown logo, which is awesome, this is actually able to pop out. This is going to give you access to control the channel, the station, the program of the radio. You can power it on, power it off. You can change the mode, whatever you guys want to listen to. You can control it all from the back seat, which is super cool. Right below that, you'll notice that this actually says rear AC and purifier. Reason being is because you can control your AC on or off, up to you, change all your modes, change your temperature, and you also have access to the shade. And the air purifier is because there is an air purifier. As you turn on the AC, auto, high, low, doesn't matter what option, there's always going to be an air purifier on, and the filter is in the back, which we'll show you guys as well. So we've talked about the sunshade button enough, and we haven't showed you guys anything. So this right here is the sunshade button for the rear passengers. If you push this button and you look at the rear windshield, you'll notice we have a fully automatic sunshade for the whole back windshield. I think that's pretty cool. Yes, the window tint helps, but the sunshade helps a lot more. I mean, it's just going to block out the sun completely. So down here, you'll notice we have 2 buttons here. These are going to be recliners for the rear seats, which is insane. I don't think I've ever been in a car with rear reclining seats. At least not a sedan like this, is what I meant. SUVs, obviously. In here, you'll notice that we actually have a door. That door leads to our fridge, which I, of course, have 2 Red Bulls in. Really cool option for a 26-year-old car. In here, you'll notice we have more storage space. I have my DVD player, remote, we have air freshener, and my Bluetooth connector for my cigarette lighter. You have 2 more cup holders here, and that closes so it's completely hidden. So we're not going to show my whole trunk because I have stuff for work. It is my daily. But if you look down here, of course, we have another Crown logo. And if you look right above that, we have our air purifier filter, which is very easy to access and easy to change. So that's really cool. And that is a 26-year-old Toyota Crown. So now we will be taking you guys over to 26 years later, the all-new 2026 Toyota Crown. And this is a 2026 Toyota Crown. Shout out to Longo Toyota of Almani for giving us full access to this Toyota Crown and giving us the chance to show you guys the comparison between the two. Longo Toyota is ranked #1 for the past 60 years, which I think is awesome. They have great customer service and a really big inventory. My favorite part, even though I don't know if I'm buying a new car for a while, is no markups. I think that's pretty cool because when I bought my Camry, had a different dealer, I had to deal with it. But let's show you guys around this Crown. All right, so we're not gonna pop the hood because I don't wanna get my fingerprints on the paint. But this is actually a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder motor, making about 256 horsepower, somewhere around there, which I think is really cool. Also has a hybrid option, and it comes with multiple drivetrain options as well. Starting off, if you look at the front end, we have a regular Toyota logo. Down here, we have a braking and parking sensor setup, which is pretty cool. This grille is really crazy. I don't really like the new grills in a lot of cars, but this one looks kind of cool. It kind of goes with it. It
looks aggressive.
It looks very aggressive. It has a LED daytime running light across the front, which I really like. And if you look at the headlights, the bulbs are really, really awesome. I think those are really cool as well. I'm kind of digging the front end on this one. It looks like a mixture of a couple cars, but super cool. And I thought my wheels were big, but if you look down here, this car is sitting on 225, 45, 21-inch wheels on this Toyota Crown. That's factory option. It's pretty cool. Lower it a little bit, your fitment would be amazing. And if you look at the back end, we actually have a Crown logo, which is really cool. They're continuing the name. The Crown logo is right here, real big on the back. This specific model is going to be the HEV all-wheel drive. So the hybrid electric all-wheel drive option. I think that's really cool on a Toyota Crown. And if you come to the driver's seat, you'll see obviously 26 years later, everything is a lot more advanced as far as steering wheel, dashboard, radio, and everything else in between. And if you look in here, you'll notice our leather steering wheel, gray stitching that matches our seats, which are actually leather with gray stitching. And these are going to be heated and cooled seats, which is a really cool option I wish we could have had. You look up here on our steering wheel, we're going to have a variety of buttons, you know, radio and screen controls, left to right, which is going to be to change our track or our radio station, the mode to choose what you want to listen to on the radio, lane assist, braking assist, along with a couple other buttons as well. And if you look down here, you'll notice our electronic shifter. We have park here, and this is a guide of where to shift to go into what gear, which is really cool. Up here we have our phone charger. You just tuck your phone in there and it'll start charging. We have our view button here as well. Down here you have your drive modes, which will put you into all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. Over here we have our traction control off, parking brake. Hold this to release the parking brake and to turn the car into EV mode. So if you look up here really quick, just to go back to the AC, pretty standard AC vents. They're not oscillating or anything. I'm not hating, I'm just comparing. I think it's pretty cool still. Pretty nice, very smooth too, very easy to control. Up here you'll notice that this car is actually equipped with a full JBL sound system. That's really awesome. And down here, if you look over here, we're gonna have our storage space here. It's only one, but it is pretty deep. It has a lot of storage space. Slider here, and that's gonna be about it up here. Take you guys to the back seat, show you guys what that's like. So if you look back here, pretty simple, straight to the point. 2 AC vents, 2 USB-C chargers, no pop-out buttons or options like my car. Over here to the side, you're gonna have the JBL tweeters in the door, which yes, I don't have. They one-up me on that. They also one-up me, if you look down a little bit, the heated buttons for the rear seats. Yes, the rear seats are heated, which is pretty impressive. You look above us, we have the whole sunroof, moonroof. I don't know what that's considered, you guys tell me. Above me, we're gonna have one speaker on each side, which I think is also pretty cool. I don't have those. The lights are gonna be located in the center, which mine are located on the side. I think the center is a little weird, but that's just me. But it makes sense because it lights up the whole seat. In here, you're actually gonna have 2 cup holders. Pop this open and 2 cup holders, but that's all we get. We don't have more storage space here. We don't have a rear fridge here. Yeah, I don't know. I know where I'm leaning. And that's pretty much all I can show you guys back here. So obviously this car is gonna have a lot of differences when you're comparing it to a 26-year-old car, but when we're talking about differences to a 26-year-old car, you would think that this car has 1,000 more options. It might in the infotainment system or in the GPS system, but as far as suspension, as far as fridge, as far as AC, it's kind of just a new car. Really comfy car, really nice. I personally started to like it now that I'm seeing it in person. It's super big, super spacious, just like mine. But I don't know. I mean, comparing a 26-year-old car to this, I'm kind of still leaning towards a 26-year-old Crown. And if you look back here, the trunk space is actually insane. It's pretty big. I think it actually might be a little longer than mine, but you don't get an AC purifier. There's no filter in the back. Still really cool. And that is what Toyota did with their Crown 26 years later and for the first time in the US. Obviously, there's a lot of big differences and there's a couple similarities if you really want to look at it that way. So with that being said, Would you choose a 26-year-old Toyota Crown or a brand new Toyota Crown out the dealer? You guys decide and let me know in the comments. Also, let me know which cars you guys want me to compare next. I would love to do that. Tag them down below.